but they're going to be one of the worst teams.
They suck.
They suck.
That's the situation.
They suck. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where we always have something to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. I am your host, Adam Peddle.
And I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog, and today we're going to be asking the question, should the Toronto Blue Jays trade for Germán Marquez, the starting pitcher on the Colorado Rockies? But before we get into all of that, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, and if you are interested in sports betting, as we are.
I am.
And I would imagine a lot of you are as well. Then please join Monkey Knife Fight by using our promo code. It will grant you back 100% of your deposit.
What?
So you put in $10, you get $10 back. So now you got $20.
Wait, what if I put in $50?
Then you get $100.
That's so much for betting. Holy crap.
So much money.
Just got to use promo code TODAYJAYS.
Yes, and it will help out the podcast immensely, guys. You actually have no idea how much it will help us out. So please make sure to do that. If you are legal gambling.
If you're legal, of course, do not encourage underage stuff.
That's right. We are cracking down the whip.
We've disclaimered it right here, okay? We do not encourage underage anything.
No,
Cool.
no.
All right.
Alrighty then, Adam. Should we trade for Germán Marquez of the Colorado Rockies?
That is a good question because, you kind of have to look at him a little bit deeper. If you look at the surface stuff, you can't really get a clean answer. You're kind of like, okay, yeah, maybe. But if you look a little deeper, I think trading for a guy like Germán Marquez at age 25 at this point in his career is a good idea. And I think that if you look at his stats, you can definitely find that he performs a lot better away from Coors Field than he does at Coors Field.
Oh, is that the case?
It is.
Well, I don't know anything about that, so
we just kind of got here. We're like, what?
Yeah, it's like, I guess we're here now. I don't know anything about this, though, so whomst will tell me?
Oh, maybe a guy named Pat.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys. I'll just jump right into this with Marquez. We're going to give you some really quick facts, some really quick numbers on why Marquez, I think, would be a fantastic addition to the Toronto Blue Jays. So first off, let's talk about his career numbers. So his career ERA is 4.24, not fantastic, a whip of 1.269. Those numbers don't jump off the page at you. But where we really see the hidden value in Marquez is when you look at his road and away splits, okay? So when he's not at home, being stuck pitching at Coors Field, this guy's stats are fantastic. 2020, he had an ERA of 2.06 on the road with a whip of 1.05. Just tremendous numbers. The opponents batted .201 with an on-base of 257 and a slugging of 335. These are just tremendous numbers. For a guy who's a fastball pitcher, his fastball averages around 96. If you can't hit that guy hard, that slugging stays around 330. That's tremendous upside for a pitcher that can slide in behind Ryu, a dude who's not a fastball pitcher, so a change in velocity can only help between those two guys. And on top of that, you might be thinking small sample size. 2020 was a shortened season. Only looking at his road stats in a shortened season isn't a lot to go off of. But he started 13 games, good for most in the league, didn't get injured at all. And if you go back the last 3 years, these numbers are largely very the same. He's a tremendous pitcher when he's not stuck in the Rocky Mountains at Colorado. So this is a dude that I definitely think the Jays should be targeting and looking at as a number 2 pitcher, if not in the offseason, at least when we get closer to the trade deadline. All right, back to you guys.
Oh my gosh! Well, now we know.
Thank
you, Pat.
Thank you, Pat. Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so it is very clear based off of that excellent analysis.
Yeah.
That Germán Marquez is far superior when he is on the road than when he is at home.
Yeah.
And that makes sense because you see the bats at Coors Field, and they're always better at Coors Field than they are in other respective ballparks. So
another kind of stat I wanted to add to that for Pat's stats is the BABIP is from home and away is quite incredible. Batting average of balls in play at home is 351.
Damn.
Away is 275. Now
massive difference.
Massive difference. BABIP's always going to be a little bit higher than a typical batting average because these are just with the balls in play. Strikeouts obviously is not a ball in play, but quite a difference, and it's quite incredible. And for that reason, he would fit great at Rogers Center, even though Rogers Center is typically a friendly hitter, like a hitter friendly park.
Yeah. See, for me, what I love about this guy is that fact, but also the fact that he's 25, that he is so young that it almost feels as if like he's a prospect that you just that you'd get out of the system, but he's not, because he's actually pitched for about 635 innings almost.
Yeah,
that's like several seasons now of being in the major leagues and having major league experience. Pitchers don't typically become really good until they're like 27, 28. So this guy's not even at his ceiling yet, in my opinion. And if we were to bring him on to the squad, well, how great would that be to have a 1-2 punch of Germán Marquez and Nate Pearson when Nate Pearson is good, and these guys are so young still.
And even like for right now, like let's say we trade for him like at the deadline, which is the situation. The whole reason why we're kind of making this video is because we gotta, obviously we're not gonna sign someone in free agency.
And a lot of you guys have brought up Germán Marquez asking if he would be a good option. Which we are saying yes.
So like realistically, like we were gonna try and trade for this guy at the deadline.
Probably.
Because in the situation that Colorado's in, where they're kind of selling Arenado, but they're not gonna sell Story. They've said that they're not selling Story, but they're gonna be one of the worst teams.
They suck.
They
That's
suck.
The situation.
They suck.
They suck.
So they're gonna look to try and get some value. Now, will they trade Marquez? I still don't know. We'll have to see what the rumors are at the time, because his contract, he's still signed for another 4 years to play there.
And geez, man, when I saw the contract, I got a little hard. Got a little hard, gonna be honest.
I mean,
little bit of blood rushed to my pee. Because the contract is
you're just like
nice.
looking up, you're like, oh my god, this is not porn.
I was just like, oh my god, I did not expect that.
Yeah, like so why did that happen? Why did that happen? Tell me about the contract.
Blooded my pee.
Yeah, why did that happen?
So guys, this guy is signed through, so he becomes a free agent in 2025, which is kind of the window that we're working with right now, because a lot of our young guys, like Vladdy, Bichette, Biggio, Gurriel, their contracts come to an end around 2025, 2026. So to have a guy on a contract that long is A, awesome with his age, and B, the fact that it's actually not that expensive. Like he's got an average annual value of 8.6 million, which when you consider that we just signed, wasn't it Robbie Ray for 8 million this past year for a 1-year deal, and you got Rourke at 12, and there's just so many other people who make more money than that.
That make more sense. Like Marquez makes more sense for that dollar value.
Oh,
right?
Way more.
Exactly.
And considering it is a major team need. Like realistically, I think that this guy, out of all the guys that we've talked about, would be perfect.
He would absolutely be perfect, right? And no, his contract slowly gets more expensive as the years go on. So that is the one concern I would have, because so will our younger guys will start getting a little bit more expensive. But honestly, right now, like we can deal with that when the time comes. I just kind of want to get that. Yeah.
I was going to ask you, do you know if we're capable of restructuring these deals so that we could make them more front loaded? Like, is that an option?
Like with someone like already signed like Marquez?
Yeah.
I don't believe so. I believe once you sign it, like you're guaranteed to get that money.
I'm not as familiar with the rules in the MLB as far as contracts like restructuring goes. I just asked that because my Green Bay Packers actually just did some cap magic and made it so that a guy that we're paying extensively, like right now, they just took that money and put it till later. So that they can sign people coming into this season. So I don't know if that's the case. Like if we could front load his deal and then it's like pay for it all right now and then like have him cheaper later. I'm not sure.
I'm not. I don't think I've never heard of that in MLB, but correct us if we're wrong at all. But maybe they just start doing that with other people on their contracts. Like, I mean, I don't really see that happening because usually people want to get more money as they get older.
Probably.
Like I was like, like when eventually you do have to, because T.O. is going to be the first one of like kind of the core group of guys right now that is going to be getting more expensive in his arbitration years. And then maybe if you start signing like Kevin Biggio or Vlad or Bichette to like more team-friendly deals, but I do think it's going to be a lot harder now, especially that everyone's exposed to Atlanta Braves for their deals, so it's going to be tough. We'll have to see what happens with that.
I mean, the way that I look at it is I believe that this guy in his most expensive year, he gets paid 16 mil, is that correct?
Yeah, in his last year in 24.
So, I mean, let's face it, if we want to go for a World Series right now, we're probably going to have to pay another pitcher something around that sort of money.
Yeah.
So why not make it Germán Marquez, who's 25 years old, is on a nice deal and is elite when he's away from Coors Field. I realistically, I would be so down to go in on this guy, and I think he puts us up a tier as an entire team. So not only are we winning in 2024, but we could be winning right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. The biggest question, though, on my mind is will Colorado trade Germán Marquez? Because they're not trading Story. I mean, they traded Nolan Arenado for felt like more personal reasons than it did.
I felt like just like there was some problems there, you know? Like,
yeah.
I know that we were on a live earlier and we were just like, did Nolan Arenado just like sleep with the whole entire family of the Colorado
like
Rockies?
He slept with the GM's wife
and his uncle and his dad and his brother.
Right? Like something, Arenado did something horrible
this is
to
a whole cover-up going on.
Yeah.
Like, Arenado's just a fiend.
The GM's like, I want to trade Arenado. And everyone's like, hold on. Sir, are you okay? Are you sure?
It's like, I can't talk about it, but he's got to go.
He's got to go. Trust me. So he obviously, that's a whole situation itself that could be unraveled. But Marquez, I don't know if that's if he's off limits. Because, quite frankly, I would just totally do a rebuild.
Yeah.
Especially with Story in his last year of his contract. You got to trade him now.
Right? I realistically, I feel like they could get so much for Marquez at this current, because everything that we're saying is a positive for this guy. You're going to lose. I mean, why not?
You're gonna lose.
Are you going to lose, or are you going to start winning by 2024? I don't know. I'm not sure.
You got Dodgers and you got Padres in your division absolutely destroying. That's not going to happen.
Bro, I would be ready to ship off either one of Grichuk, Tellez, or one of our catchers, plus a high profile prospect, and maybe a middle tier prospect for this guy.
Wow. I gotta sit on that one. That one I gotta look at a little more, but I do like him. And it is a need. Maybe when it comes time for the trade deadline, he might be, because trading from now, you would be more expensive.
Probably.
Trade deadline might be a little bit cheaper.
They might be a little bit like, oh my gosh, our team is so bad.
Yeah, we just got to
it also too depends how he's doing, but the way that I look at it is if we were to give up one of our higher profile, maybe not Simeon Woods Richardson, but one of our other nice pitching prospects, plus a middle tier guy and a Grichuk, then to fill a team need on a guy who I truly believe will pan out and be awesome with us, I'd be down.
Okay, I got to see what the market is, because they got fleeced, in my opinion, with the Arenado deal.
Don't get me wrong. If we could fleece them, I'm trying to be reasonably realistic.
You're
okay,
if we have to give up these guys, I will.
If that's the top offer, then if they did that, I would be okay with that. If you want to give up
four nobodies,
four no ones.
Let's do it. Please, let's make it happen. So, guys, what do you guys think? Do you guys want to trade for Germán Marquez? Make him join that top 3 part of the rotation with Ryu and Pearson? Let us know in the comments down below.
Yeah, guys, you can check us out on Spotify, Breaker, Anchor, Radio Public, and Google Podcasts. Also, make sure to subscribe, comment down below, ring the notification button. Instagram, always popping off on there. Twitter, now we are really popping off on there as well. We're getting liked by the Toronto Blue Jays regularly.
I love that. That's so awesome.
Yeah, they see us on the come up.
Yeah.
TikTok, we're posting on there too, and Relevant, we're going to be going live on there pretty regularly throughout the season. So please join our community there. And once again, gamble with our code. It'll help.
Yeah.
And that's nice for us.
And check out our merch. Maybe you want to grab a Blue Jays Today tee. I like it. It's got black and then it's got a little thing on the pocket.
Well, I mean, you just need to ask yourself, do I want to be cool and do I want to get laid?
Yeah.
And if those answers are yes, then you should probably buy our merch.
Absolutely. That's why it costs a little bit more for shipping.
We're just it's those added benefits. It's
exactly.
It's like in a video game, where it's +2 attack, but this is +3 cool.
Absolutely. Oh, and guys, become a Patreon, because starting next, I believe not this upcoming week, but the Thursday after or the Friday after, we're gonna having our first wine on wine.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be answering your questions, and we're going to have Patreons come onto our show.
Call me on the phone.
Come on in. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.
And go Jays go.